Here I thought uh, my video, my first try on doing that overview would be short. Then I did place the pieces together and ended up with the 2 hour long overview for Stargirl Season 2. This is Multi-Topic Talk. Welcome to this new video where we are doing the overview of Stargirl Season 2. So this is my take on it. We will cover each episode, the whole idea of the season, my opinion on it, and at the end of the video, we will cover comments from other people on Rotten Tomato, not the critics, uh, people like you, people like me. With that being said, this new take will be shorter for sure. It won't be 2 hour long. Sadly, I cannot use the other footage because most of the episode review and the overview were too long, and I don't know where to cut. So with that being said, I hope guys will enjoy. Subscribe to the channel for more arrowverse content. And you can also join our Discord in the description below. In the description below, I will also place my overview of season 1. So I hope guys will enjoy. Let's do this. So here we are, episode number 1 of season 2 of Stargirl. I gave it 8.5 out of 10 on my second watch. Uh, I cannot find the old score on my first watch, but I strongly believe it was similar on both watch because I enjoyed my time a lot. During that episode, Beth felt much more like a human being because now she goes through human being suffering. Her parents are getting divorced, and this is an interesting storyline. And now her reaction, or like any other teenager, I guess, um, when my parent got divorced, I was too young to remember, but I can tell. Uh, if I was a teenager, maybe I would do the same. Um, that episode was really good. Uh, Now, my issue there is the secrets. Secrets are always bad. Another issue I found is Beth buying alcohol. She is a minor. Um, and another issue, they never really explained how they fixed the glasses after Icicle broke the glasses. Now you will tell me, oh, they were malfunctioning. There's malfunctioning and broken. They were broken at the end of season 1, and somehow, somewhat, they fixed the glasses. Now, in this season, Rick has a strong story arc. He healed. He is no more about revenge. He is about giving to the next person. And he gave food to Solomon Grundy in the forest, and that give us great scenes. Yolanda also has some panic attack. Um, she has some kind of PTSD after killing Brainwave in season 1. And yeah, uh, as usual, Stargirl, very funny show. And good ending with the kitchen fight. So I was fast because I don't want this review to last 2 hours, you see. So let's move on to episode number 2. Episode 2, Cindy is back. By the end of the episode, she wants to recruit new people for the new and Justice Society of America. That's fine, I guess. She's doing villain stuff. She always wanted a seat, so this is some kind of follow up about that plot in season 1. So Episode number 2 was better than 1 in my own opinion. It was a 9 out of 10. So here I believe the lack of action in this episode should be like what really dragged down the episode. Green Lantern daughter come to Blue Valley. Very interesting storyline. Pat Courtney, as usual, they have great scene together. Uh, yeah, and we also get Green Lantern daughter playing nice by making pancakes. Um, we also get Rick again giving food to Grundy. This is a ongoing storyline. We also get Yolanda dealing with PTSD. We also get Eclipso tease in some ways. We also get Shade. Shade, a very great character. Uh, I enjoyed him a lot. One of the best characters the show had in both seasons. At first, he tells to everyone he's just an anti guy, just looking for artifacts, but he is obviously looking for the box and the rock that can cast Eclipso. So yeah, Barbara is like, oh, that guy is suspicious, but I will still help him out. Who knows? Um, yeah, a lot of things happened in episode number 2. I enjoyed my time a lot, just like episode 1. I believe on both of my watch it was similar. My opinion. Episode number 3. I enjoyed my time a lot. We get a Mike that wants to join the JSA, but obviously he has no power. So Pat says, no, I don't want. And then Mike finds a pink pen. And that pink pen is Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is some kind of genie. He is called So Cool as well. He is so funny. You can wish for a lot of things he can do. You cannot wish someone to die, but you can wish a lot of things. Like, I want people to stop. But here's the catch. Maybe the genie will throw stop sign in your face to stop you instead of stopping you. So this is the interesting thing here. This is really unique because it's literal. Like you will ask the genie, yeah, I want Chinese food. He will go to China and get food in China. This is funny. We also get Imai that is like, I want to be taller. And guess what? A bench will appear underneath Mike feet. So yeah, this episode very entertaining, very funny, and you also get some kind of character development, I guess, character growth. We find out during that episode the reason why Thunderbolt went at Mike at the first place is because Mike feel lonely, and Thunderbolt as well feels lonely. And this is very interesting because this will lead to Pat trying to find something to do with Mike, so Mike no more has that feeling of loneliness. It's kid stuff, but it's so interesting to see. Uh, Now I found this episode very emotional, especially for Mike. Um, Now the the thing I did not enjoy is the lack of action and the cliche bully. Like these are meme character, and they were only there for the stop sign scene because basically the bully are bullying a child because that's what bully do, And Mike witnessed that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so cool. Can you stop them?" And then a lot of stop sign are raining the sky, and they circle the bully. So yeah, I still enjoyed my episode a lot. Episode number 3 was a 9.5 out of 10. By the end of the episode, the JSA tried to stop Shade, but Shade make it clear with them he don't want to fight them. He is only there for Eclipso. And of course, after an entire episode of learning how to properly use Thunderbolt, Mike decides to join the fight with So Cool the Genie. And things are getting out of control. And then Mike feels guilty and he says, I wish it was in better end. And guess what happened? Mike loses So Cool, and So Cool appears in Joachim house, which is one of his friends. But we don't know yet. All we know is we see the pen leaving Mike and joining Joaquin, and it's just later on the season that we find out that Joaquin is indeed Mike's friend. So amazing episode 9.5 out of 10. Episode number 4. Another amazing episode for an amazing season. So during that episode, we get Sportmaster and Tigress being out of jail. They actually broke out only to watch a football game where their daughter is playing. This is very interesting. I enjoyed that episode a lot. Uh, Now, my few issues are the secrets because, um, of course, Pat and Barbara don't really come clean with Courtney about what happened to Eclipso. So I cannot give them a pass for that. Now, the foster mom of Artemis is really cliche. It's a really bad mother. Of course, the scene was funny, but I don't like meme character. I don't like character that don't feel human. Like I was blaming Beth in season 1 for being a living meme, a human meme, I should say. But Artemis foster mom is exactly that, another living meme. Now, my other issue, they made it look easy to just break out of jail. Yeah, but let's just forget it's a TV show. Let's just forget about reality. We are there to enjoy our time. That episode was still very good, giving us a lot of information. Now we know Sportmaster and Tigress are great parents that just did a lot of bad decision, and they did crimes when they should not, and they believe that living their daughter life will just be better for her, and they also came clear, I should say, they also came clean to her by telling her they are not innocent, they did wrong thing. This was very interesting, and the fact that they broke out of jail to see a football game was amazing. It's only on that show that kind of stuff can happen, you see? Usually people can break out to do other crimes or to do other bad stuff, to do villain stuff. But if they broke out of jail, it's to see their daughter. And this was amazing. We got such great scenes with Barbara and Tigress. We got great scene with Pat and Sportmaster. I really enjoyed my time. Uh, we also get Cindy that recruits Artemis. Yeah. We also get um, Courtney seeking for answer. So she goes to Shade and she find out that Dr. Midnighter daughter was killed by Eclipso. The episode was very emotional and yeah, good episode. 9.2 out of 10. That was a good episode despite my few issues here and there. Episode number 5 was Cameron centric. That's my feeling on it. So what happened? Cameron grandparents said to Cindy, "Stay away from our grandson." And for those who don't know, Cameron is Icicle's son, and it was very interesting. I enjoyed him a lot. He has such great chemistry with Courtney, and he is also a very interesting character. So you see, Cindy, when she recruits new people, she used their dark side against themselves, but when she tries to do the same to uh, Cameron, she fails because she was very mean toward him in the past. And this is what I like the most. At that point, we see consequence to her being mean, to her being basically a bad person. And Cameron just say, no, I just don't want to hang out with you. I just don't want to be part of your plan. And then we get a great scene where um, we basically see the teacher of the summer classes getting trapped by Eclipso, if we can call it that way. Um, we just see Cindy using Eclipso power to mess up with the teacher brain. And this was very sad because the teacher was great and it was the one that really told Cameron, you should tell Courtney you like her. You should hang out with her. Don't miss your chance. And I enjoyed it. It was great. Um, yeah, very good episode. A lot of shade again. Trying to help out the good guys, even if they don't want it. We also get a scene where Pat and Mike are in the junkyard and they are looking for pieces to fix the robot, or actually to work on the robot. And this was very interesting. I liked it a lot. Vet parents uh, going further from each other every week is also interesting. Uh, yeah, very good episode. It felt like a horror movie in some ways. Yeah, episode number 6. We get a lot of encounters, a lot of action. It's one of the best episodes the series ever had. We get the Justice Society against the Injustice Society. Cindy is done with finding people. She got all of her recruits ready to fight. Artemis and the guy with the violin, the fiddler's son, they go to destroy Pat Robot to make sure Pat does not enter the battlefield, if we can call it that way. And this was very interesting. We also get to see Artemis saying to Bet, "Look, you don't know how it feels like to see your family falling apart, um, being separated, being destroyed. But that's funny because Artemis has no clue that bad parents wants to divorce. So there are some kind of parallel there, and this is very interesting. Now, my main issue with this episode is there was a really bad client at the start of the episode. It was a cliche character just to be funny, and he did not feel human. He was just always complaining at the restaurant, and he was so disrespectful. Like, okay, whatever. Um, we also get a Rick versus Artemis fight. But here's my issue. Rick has superpowers. He should be able to knock her out with ease. And for some reason, their fight is very long. They they both have a lot of damage in some ways. Nobody dies, but look, Artemis should be normal, right? Yes, she's athletic. Yes, she has boxer like food. She should be in shape, but she should not have super strength. She don't have any superpower, but yet she can get hit so many times by someone that can destroy a car with its fist. They are breaking sinks, mirror. Nobody dies. They have a few cuts here and there. That's my issue. Now, this is a nitpick, but I need to be honest, you see. But that does not mean it was a bad fight. The fight was amazing. I liked it a lot despite my nitpick. Um, when they are on their own, the fight is pretty even. But the moment Stargirl helps out everyone on each battlefield, the new Jesse is basically winning, telling us teamwork is important, and I like the idea a lot. Here again, we get some kind of horror vibe. We also get Mike that touches the diamond, I believe, or maybe it's later on the season. I forgot. Um, so yeah, we also get the shade. Barbara is basically calling the shade. Look, you need to do something. They are there, and the shade intervene, and uh, he's like, Cindy, you don't know what you are doing with Eclipso. Eclipso is really bad. And Cindy's like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And then Eclipso is summoned. He is now part of the real world, the reality, and he is very thankful, you see. And when evil people are thankful, they send other people in hell. Eclipso send Cindy to hell. Now it seems like Cindy died, but later on in the season you realize she did not die. She went to the Shadow Realm, the Shadow World. I don't know how to call it. The world where Eclipso was born, and the world where Shade took his power from. So yeah, very good episode, emotional. We also see the Fiddler's son dying from Eclipso because Eclipso just kill everyone they want. We also realize the staff can affect Eclipso, and the cosmic staff almost killed Eclipso. So that was a good thing. So now I believe this episode should be 9.5 out of 10, despite all these hits that should kill someone. That was still good. I enjoyed a lot the fight. I think I will just go back and rewatch this episode just for the fight. Because the fight choreography is good. It's really strong. I like it a lot. And we see more about Yolanda's scars. In some ways, maybe Brainwave will come back because, as he said, he will haunt her. And this is not Eclipse, so that drive Yolanda crazy. It is Brainwave. So very good episode here. Episode number 7, we get another masterpiece episode, or almost masterpiece. So here are my notes. Bad Client is back, but this time he get burned because Eclipso power becomes stronger and stronger every day. Uh, so Courtney and Cameron keep seeing each other, which is interesting. Uh, a lot of good Mike Pat scenes, them bonding and fixing the robot that got destroyed. We also get a lot of Yolanda during that episode. She goes at the church again because she feels guilty, and the said guilt leads to Brainwave appearing in front of her and telling her, "I will take over your body." And this is not Eclipso, as I mentioned earlier. So this was a crazy episode, very strong episode. Um, Corny Barbara scene, good as usual. Um, and yeah, this season is very dark and very strong. Eclipso is getting stronger. Shade is also like, yeah, I really got in pretty bad shape after my fight against Eclipso. So very strong episode again. And I almost forgot to mention at that point, Yolanda is like, I don't want to be part of this anymore because I killed someone and that guilt is too heavy. So she quits. She gives Courtney the suit back because she's like, I'm over with this. And this was very sad and emotional. And Courtney is like, I cannot do this without you. We all know she can, but you see, they are best friends. But Yolanda is like really like, oh. And I also think this is during that episode where Yolanda tells to everyone else that she killed Brainwave. I think this is the episode, so everyone knows she killed Brainwave, and Beth is like, "Oh, yeah, that's some villainous things to do." And Rick is like, "You did what you gotta do." And this is why Rick is such an amazing character. In this season, Rick is one of the best characters in the show. So now I believe episode number 7 should be 9.7 out of 10. A bit better than 6, mainly because I really needed to search for the things I didn't like. Episode number 8 of Stargirl Season 2. That was a very strong episode again. I feel like I repeat myself because each episode are crazy. So this is Rick centric, and here we realize how important Grundy has become for Rick. We had previously, I forgot on which episode exactly, but we had Rick speaking about a stray dog that he had in his family, and his father was treating the stray dog badly, and the stray dog was really, really uh, angry, if we can call it that way, because of the bad treatment he had. And then when they sent the stray dog elsewhere where he was loved, the stray dog changed and he was much more healthy and much more happy. And when he tells that story to Solomon Grundy, Solomon Grundy do understand the story. And what is touching is the fact that Rick is speaking about his feelings to a creature, and he believes that the creature won't understand. But Grundy is like, I do understand. And he's like that on Rick's shoulder. And that was touching. And you see during the season how Rick becomes friend with Solomon Grundy. Now, episode number 8, everyone becomes crazy, but especially Rick. Eclipso power has gotten much bigger. It's huge. And now there's hunters looking for Solomon Grundy in the forest. So Rick goes in the forest. He wants to save Solomon Grundy because Solomon Grundy is his friend. And then he finds what appears to be the dead body of a girl. And he was like, Did you do it, Solomon Grundy? And he thought he was speaking with Solomon Grundy, but he was not. Then he used the hourglass and he beat down the believed Solomon Grundy. In fact, that was his uncle. Rick almost killed his uncle. And this was so sad. And when Stargirl and Pat did intervene and stop the fight and woke up uh, Rick, Rick realized he almost killed his uncle. So his response to that, he breaks the hourglass because he felt like he badly used it. Even if it's Eclipso doing some trickery, that's what happened. And this was such a huge moment. We then get Rick being sent in prison because of that. His uncle is sent as at the hospital, and we see Solomon Grundy being the witness of everything, and he looks sad. And he even says, friend. That was such a great moment. That was a standout moment in the entire season. Now, the only two issues I had with this episode were Uncle attitude toward Rick. The uncle is one-dimensional. I hate this character so much. Yes, it was done this way, but this does not feel like a human being. No uncle would act like that. I don't believe it. Sometimes uncle have their good moment. Even the worst person in the world will have some good moments. We never see these. We only see a bad uncle treating Rick like shit. So this is my issue there. And my second issue. Remember where when Rick was able to destroy cars because of his strength? Yeah, the uncle should be dead. Now, I don't want the uncle to die, but this is more realistic because Rick thought he was against Solomon Grundy. And with his strength, I don't see any normal human being being able to survive. So this was my nitpick. And that episode was still 9.5 out of 10 because amazing episode. Outside of the uncle, great episode. Episode number 9 of Stargirl's second season. One of the best episodes in the season, maybe in the series. This is a very bottle-like episode where we find out about Eclipso past. Pat Courtney scene are always amazing. We get a lot of flashbacks where the Jesse plan on killing Eclipso because Eclipso killed Dr. Midnighter's daughter and they don't want their family to suffer. And there's a lot of flashbacks there. And during present day, we get um, we get a lot of crazy stuff happening in Blue Valley. So Barbara sees Icicle in the car, and Shade want to save Barbara with only his voice because he's not powerful enough to manifest. And this was very interesting. I liked it a lot. Then we get in the house Cameron, or what appears to be Cameron. And Cameron is like, I know you killed my father, and I will get payback. And then the fake Cameron frees the dog and kills the dog. And Mike is like, no. And then he wakes up after Stargirl realizes the staff can wake up people under Eclipso world. We can say it that way, maybe. So that was very interesting. We also get Jay Garrick from The Flash speaking in the GSA, and you realize that in the past they considered killing Eclipso, or well, the host of Eclipso, to end everything. And now, when it comes to vote, there are four members, but Pat, Pat, it was only a sidekick. So if there was a tie, he would break the odds and say, okay, we will do this or that. But now here's the thing. 3 out of 4 members wanted to kill Eclipso. Wildcat, Sylvester, Dr. McNighter, these 3 wanted to kill Eclipso host. While Jay Garrick was like, there's other option, we need to do other stuff. And Pat was really sad, he was really pissed off, and he lied to Courtney about that. He didn't tell the full story to Courtney because he did not want it to break Courtney's dream. And this breaks the trust. Pat's nightmare under Eclipso's spell, if we can call it that way, was him not being able to wash his hand from the murder of uh, the previous host Eclipso had. So this episode was amazing. On my first watch, I was like, yeah, I'd see 9.7 out of 10. But on my second watch, I'm like, no, it's 10 out of 10. And here's the why. On my first watch, I was like, bubble episode, I'm not a fan of that. But then on my second watch, I was like, who cares if it's a bubble episode? It's still very important to build Courtney and Pat's relationship, because by the end of this episode, Courtney no more trusts Pat, and this is very interesting because then Pat knows it, and he tells Barbara, "Look, we will need to rebuild the trust." So that was crazy. Such an amazing episode. It deserves a 10 out of 10. One of the best episodes in the series so far. Episode number 10, another really, really good episode. In this episode, we pick up right after the reveal that Pat lied to Courtney about the old JSA. And the flashbacks were good. You realize that Sylvester respects a lot Pat despite what he did. Corny Pat scene are always amazing. Shade being really weak come inside of Corny house, and you get a bit of his backstory. We also get a car scene that was so funny. There was music playing on the radio saying "I'm sorry," and this was between Courtney and Pat. And Courtney is like, "Yeah, let's turn this off, right?" So that was very good, very funny, despite the sadness. We also get Rick in prison at that point, and we get to see Solomon Grundy throwing apple in between the bars of Rick's cell, so Rick can eat apples. And this was a touching moment. I liked it a lot. Now we get Dodger Midnighter speaking about the truth. He was never killed by Shade. He was saved by Shade. Sokol is back. Uh, and I believe Mike, during that episode, he touched the diamond. Um, and because of that, he sees leeches going on his body. And yeah, a lot of things happens. So Rick not Rick, Pat and Courtney, they are searching for Jenny, so Jenny can fix the diamond because uh, Shade said, "Yeah, fix the diamond and Eclipse will be gone," but he lied. He wanted to fix the diamond only to recover his full powers, but he is Shade, so sometimes he is lying, sometimes he is on the wrong side of the line, and that leads to Courtney being sent at the same place as Cindy. So very strong episode, great episode. I don't think I have any bad stuff about that episode. It's story after story, it's moment after moment. It was amazing, and yeah, I enjoyed my time a lot. It should be 10 out of 10. Very emotional episode. This is Stargirl season 2 for you. This is much darker than season 1, but this is well done. And at its core, it's still light-hearted, it's still fun. So, yeah, next episode. Episode number 11. People believe Courtney died because she was sent to the Shadow World by Eclipso once they fixed the diamond, because Jenny fixed the diamond for the bad guys because they trusted Shade. So after that, we find out that Courtney is alive. As viewer, we find this out, but the people around thought they died, thought she died, and everyone is sad. And in the shadow world, Courtney finds a lot of dead people, and she also finds Cindy as well. She also finds Dr. Midnighter. So now it's official, Dr. Midnighter is still alive and well. He was just sent in the shadow world. So this was very interesting because Beth is also speaking with Dr. Midnighter because of the glasses. So yeah, very interesting episode. I liked it a lot. The Shadow World is interesting. Um yeah. Uh, we also get a lot of emotional scene because, as I said, people think Courtney died. Um Cindy has a lot of character growth in that episode. She feels guilty. She feels like she should not have killed her mother, and her past is really heavy on her. And by the end, Shade decides to rescue Courtney, but Courtney decides to place herself in harm's way to save Cindy. So she goes back inside the shadow world while Shade was maintaining the door open for her to leave, but she decided to go back and rescue Cindy. So now Cindy, Dr. Midnighter, and Courtney actually leave the shadow world. Here again, that episode amazing. I wasn't able to find anything I did not like. Another 10 out of 10. Very dark episode, very good episode. Um, we also find out that Courtney is not perfect. Just like anybody else, she has a lot of hate toward Eclipso, and she even admits it at some point. So what will happen next with episode 11? Uh, Not that much. People are happy to get her back. And we move to episode number 12. We also find out that Cindy wants to have some kind of payback toward Eclipso. Episode number 12. Jenny has some kind of vision of the future, and she sees Courtney falling into the dark side. And this was very interesting. Another very strong episode. During that episode, we get Rick being freed from jail. Now, this is not because the uncle changed. No, no, no. Pat needed to torture the uncle. So this is what I did not like. A good guy that tortures someone. Uh, Maybe military, but even there, Pat got his hand dirty. That felt off character. Now, I won't say I did not enjoy that scene. I just say this. That felt out of character. But at some extent, this is what you are getting. This is what is going on. It's out of character, but they had no other choice because they made the uncle such a jerk because the uncle wants to press charge on Rick. Even if Pat asked for some mercy to Rick, Rick uncle did not care. It was like, yeah, we'll press charge. But then Pat decided to torture Rick uncle. Okay, whatever. Outside of that, very strong episode. I liked it a lot. Mike meets Jakeem again, and they work together to use, well, so cool, the Jenny. They want to take part of the final fight against Eclipso. Um, yeah, very good episode. Dr. Midnighter working a plan with Beth to take down Eclipso. Eclipso, as usual, it's not the best villain, but he is dangerous. Yes, he is boring as a character, but the the interesting part of the season is the shade. And Eclipso is just there to have a villain that wants to be villain. And that doesn't mean it's bad, because if you always have complex villain, your show will repeat itself always. But having just a villain that wants to be villain once upon a time, that can be good. I can accept that. This is what we get with Eclipso. So now, yeah, another very good episode, 9 out of 10 for this one. Now, the final episode, the climax of season 2. We get the Jesse against Eclipso. And now, because of the darkness inside of Courtney, Eclipso takes control of her. And now, the fight was amazing because we also get Solomon Grundy being part of the fight. And Solomon Grundy get killed, leaving Rick crushed and so sad. That was such an emotional episode. A lot of things happened in terms of emotion. It was sad. And when the people won, you felt proud. It was very interesting. The fight choreography when um, we had Courtney, Cindy, and Yolanda teaming up against Eclipse. So that was great. And I also forgot to mention in episode 12, um, Yolanda didn't want to take part of the final fight because she killed Brainwave. But then Cindy decided to go see Yolanda, and she's like, "Yeah, you're too weak. Don't come. I will kill Clipso for you." And this led Yolanda to join Courtney again and put on the suit back, only to protect Courtney because she don't trust Cindy for good reason. She don't trust Cindy, and Cindy went at Yolanda to convince Yolanda to come, and this worked because Yolanda came. So that was a very strong episode. 12 and 13 together were great. Starman coming back was interesting, and we also get Doctor Midnighter that retire. He wants to meet with his family because now he got a 10 years old child. He don't know that child because he was on the Shadow World for 10 years. The Shade, as usual, such an amazing character. He took place in the fight against Eclipso, and by the end of the episode, Shade is speaking with Rick, and he is telling him, "Look, if you bury Solomon Grundy at the right place, at the right moment, maybe Solomon Grundy can come back to life." That was such an ending. We also get a cliffhanger where we get the Crooks, basically, Sport Master and Tigress, being back in Blue Valley. And that was great. Another 10 out of 10 episode. Episode 12 was 9 out of 10, but this one was 10 out of 10. So the entire season is about how to fight darkness. It's about gray area. Because as Shade said, there's evil and there's bad. Shade may be bad, but Eclipso is evil. Eclipso don't care, he kills whoever he wants. Shade won't kill kids. You don't want to kill kids. But Eclipso don't want that, you see? So they made that kind of line. And yeah, very good season. I enjoyed my time a lot on both watch. I enjoyed even more my second watch than my first watch. Of course, you lost the surprise effect, but it was still good. It's a bang. It's great. So as a whole, season 2, 9.9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. I don't tend to do that, but that season was amazing. I don't see many bad stuff about season 2. Season 2 was just very strong, very good. There's only one episode I'm not a fan of, and that was the first one. The rest of the season was greatness only in my own opinion. Now let's go over to the comment section where people tell what they thought about season 2. As you can see it, fans have spoken. 86%. Now I must say, only 59 users uh, voted, so this means it's not that popular, and this is very, very sad about the show. But this is also telling a lot about the quality of the show. If you got like 59% rating the show, and that gets this grade there, amazing. Now let's go over to my comment. I don't tend to give perfect score, but this season was amazing. I thought season 1 was amazing, and I believed it would be hard to beat. I was wrong. This season was darker than season 1 without forgetting how funny the show can be. The perfect balance of drama and action. This season was a lot of fun. Here again, many episodes I tried my best to find thing I didn't like and couldn't. I could not. The characters in human uh and some the characters are human. I should characters are human and some get a lot of growth, which is the strength of the show. Season 1 was about Stargirl becoming a hero. Season 2 was about Stargirl finding a balance between both sides of her life. The Shade is one of the best characters on TV I've seen. They built their season 2 on top of their season 1, keeping in mind what they did in the past. The tone of the show was amazing. The setup for next season are interesting. Can't wait for season 3. Eclipso is not as interesting as the Injustice Society of America from season 1, but he's still a strong enough opponent for the new Justice Society America. Yolanda's storyline was great, bad as well. Romance setup between some characters don't drag down the show. They feel natural and they don't steal the show. They are side plots. I doubt the show can be better than this since it was amazing. If you liked season 1, you will probably like season 2 as well, even if the tone is different. The DNA of the show stays the same. The core of the show stand on season 1. Wait. The core of the show stays the same, only the way they tell us change with color scheme. A character I couldn't stand on season 1 grew a lot during season 2, and now I enjoy the version we got. I'm speaking about Beth right now. I cannot stand Beth in season 1, but in season 2 she was very interesting. Even the episode I found less interesting at their places in the show. Season 1 had few out of 10, maybe 2, if I remember correctly. Season 2 had around 4 episode 10 out of 10, in my own opinion. Season 2 was the best follow up from season 1 we could get, giving us great new build ups and storyline. Now, these four I was speaking about, it's on my first watch. My second watch, uh, I forgot how many I got. I know it's less. It's probably two instead of four, but the one I didn't give a pass on some things are still amazing episodes. So now let's take a look to other comments. A little bit more character driven. This is true. This is what I liked. And a little less action packed than season 1. This is also true. That doesn't mean it was boring, it was very entertaining. This show still managed to capture characters from DC in a completely comic accurate way. Season 2 is also a win for Stargirl. This is true. I have nothing more to add up. Let's read this. Always looking forward to the next episode. I watched it with my daughter, and I'm glad that there's a teenager female superhero. Great cast deals with real issues, and people try to stay positive. Yeah. Spanish, don't care, don't understand. It was still good. My favorite character was Shade. You see, I'm not crazy. Shade was amazing. I never thought I was going to like this show when I first heard it was coming to TV, but I actually love it. You see, don't be blinded by thought if you have not seen something. Great casting, except for Chart Midnighter, the original Midnight. He is as bland and boring as anyone I have ever seen on the screen. Totally useless. Is he the producer his brother-in-law or something. Um, like about Midnighter, I did not find any issue with him. I just think that he did not like the fact that he was a side character, like from side character, like mega support, support I should say, support side character. Maybe that affected the character. Maybe this is the writing. I really don't know because I had no issue with Doctor Midnighter. He had a small role, and this is fine. So maybe this is a bit harsh. Next one. This is a great TV show with all of the superpowers everybody has. I am just a newbie to this show, but it does fit all of my expectation. Does the 4-star review. Great with that. This actually got better. That was always good, but if you think this got better, okay, I cannot tell otherwise. I agree with you with that. Second season I liked charm. First season add Green Lantern having power inside her and not having to use lantern weakens the character. Much harder to watch than season one. And the main good guy is simple, get too strong and weaknesses being removed. Hmm. Look, we had Eclipso first of all, and they actually needed Eclipso to enter Corny Buddy so they could destroy Eclipso by forcing him out of the body and using everyone power to really beat him. Like if they were too strong, only one of them should be enough to deal with Eclipso, right? This is not what happened. The entire JC and ISC that are still around were against Eclipso. So, yeah, if they were too strong, why would they need Solomon Grundy? Why would they need the robot? And even the robot got slapped around, like. Anyway, now, if you speak about the charm the first season had, I cannot really understand because the show at its core is the same. Now, the story is different. Maybe you're not on board with the story, but this is normal because here is what could happen. What if they forgot all character development, character growth we had in season 1, and in season 2 we had the same story with Pat and Courtney? Would you like it? I don't think so. I think part of the charm of season 1 is seeing character growth within Courtney, mainly because she was the main character, and Pat as well, because I believe he is the male lead of the show. So if you base your charm aspect to Pat and Courtney relationship, this is wrong because now we are telling another story, and this is fine. This is character growth. They are not at the same place as they were in season 1. Now maybe they could build on supporting character, but then you would get another issue. Then less material to Stargirl and more to the supporting character, and people won't like it. So I don't think it lacked any charm. Now, I said it, Eclipso is not as interesting as the Injustice Society of America, but I don't need him to be. I need him to be Eclipso. Eclipso is just a villain. Character is boring, but what he is doing is affecting other people, and this is what made that story interesting. It's not a rehash of season 1. It's a different story with the same core, but this is a different story. This is different message. So I really don't understand the lack of charm, as you say. Still very, very charming. And about Green Lantern, uh, Jenny was not around for most of the season. She was there in episode 1, 2. She left, I think, 3 or 2, I don't know. She only came back at the end of 10 to try to bring back Courtney. And we are led to believe that Jenny will also leave at the end of 2. So this means she won't be around in 3. So this is fine if she is OP. This is totally fine as long as she is not around. She was not around for most of the show. She was only around for like 4 episodes and a half, maybe 5, but I'm not quite sure about 5. So, yeah, let's read the final comment. Season 1 knocked it out of the park, but season 2 was disappointing. Cannot wait to read your arguments. It's much better. I liked season 1 because it was so fresh, innocent, and flat out fun. Okay, now, I must tell you, if they did the same thing, would you rank it better? Maybe, but the other question would be the other comments there. Do you think they would be like, oh yeah, it's good, it's good? No, it's not good having the same thing given over and over again. This was still very fun. It had a darker tone, but they were telling another story, and they still remained hopeful at the end. That was still funny at the end. Yes, during that final episode, Courtney was taken over by Eclipso, but at the end, the good guy won. So this is still the light-hearted show. This is still fun. I mean, what other show would make someone becoming a toast work? You will tell me Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow is full of crap. It's not a good show. So this is fair to say it's still fun right now. You just don't understand the true fun. So Cool was amazing. You tell him stop, he will show you stop sign on your face because this is something you won't expect. You tell him, yeah, go, bring me some Chinese food. You will go to China to get your food. You see, some people will say, oh, it's bad humor. No, you don't expect it. The first time you watch it, you're like, oh, wow, they are going so low, but you still have a good laugh because they thought about their stuff. Sometimes they say funny stuff because not like for example I will take Legends of Tomorrow jokes if they still consider that jokes. They try to make fun of things that are obvious. They don't try to surprise you, and some jokes are aired so many times. Everyone told the same jokes, and now they just recycle and bring you the same joke with other stuff in it to try to hide it. But you see, nothing expect a stop sign to smash your face. So this is why I find Stargirl Season 2 funny, because you don't expect it. This season was pretty dark, pretty grim, and not a lot of fun. I don't like that lot of fun. It was very funny. Not all the time, but this is true. This was dark, grim. But this is a different story with the same core, as I keep saying. That was funny. Don't tell me the episode was so cool with the stop sign you did not laugh. If you did not laugh, you don't have any sense of humor. We kept watching, hoping it would pull out and actually have something to do with summer school, but nope. Could have been named Dark Side of the Moon and it would have made more sense. I did like seeing the original Doctor Midnight, and the reintroduction of Thunderbolt was a bright spot. The wife and I are hoping this was a sophomore slump and season 3 returns to the show to its glory. Okay. If they try something new in season 2 and you didn't like it, don't think nobody liked it. Because I feel like the show's glory. It was good. Most of the comments we are reading right now are good. I don't know what it is with CW and superhero shows. The CW cannot sustain the momentum of the first season and they start miring down into mediocrity. Okay, I do not agree with that. Season 2 was great. Arrow Season 2 was much better than Arrow Season 1. Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 was much better than Legends of Tomorrow Season 1. Flash Season 2 was better than Season 1, but some can say 1 was better, but either way, the Flash first two seasons are liked by everyone. If we go to Black Lightning territory, season 1 and 2 were both great. 3 and 4 were great. It's not mediocre. Maybe season 1 of Black Lightning is because of the lack of action, but even there, that's on my own taste. The writing of the show was good. Now, um, what else can I tell? Supergirl, okay, that's a bad example. Batwoman, okay, that's another bad example. Okay, I will give half a point for this. Stargirl season 2 was amazing in my own opinion, so no. And I looked at the viewership numbers. Season 2 is a big drop from season 1 in the number of viewers tuning in. Someone need to address that. Okay, I will tell you this. It's rare you will keep the same momentum as season 1 in any show. Some will succeed doing such thing, but take a look to most of the shows. Season 1 will also most of the time have the highest rating. Then you move to season 2. Depending on the show, sometimes it has a small increase, but this is a small increase because maybe more people know the series it's all about. Now, I must tell you this. Uh, Viewership means nothing. It means nothing because I watch it on platform and maybe they don't count my viewer and viewership because it's not on live TV. I don't have the CW app. I don't have the CW channel. So I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one in this situation. And I will also tell this: um, Stargirl is not a noun series. Just look at the number of users that rated this. And it's not because it's bad, it's because nobody knows that series. I speak to my friend, nobody knows about Stargirl. People will know about Loki, people will know about Superman, Batman, Spider Man. Nobody knows about Stargirl. I will take any obscure character that nobody knows. Do you think the season 2 will be as impressive as the one? I don't think so. Regardless, with that being said, uh, I hope guys enjoyed my overview. I'm looking forward for season 3. I do hope it's as good as 1 and 2. I'm not scared because if they have the same people making the show, it will be good, and I know it. Season 1 and 2 were amazing. So I cannot really stress about that. I'm just like, okay, waiting to see. So I hope guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.